Hello internet. I just want to start off by saying that I'm not going to be doing a November wrap-up. I haven't really read anything during the month of November for very obvious reasons. I was writing a novel, I was also vlogging for most of the month, which I'm really proud of. I'm really proud that I did that. And also there were various other reasons why I didn't read as much, such as working and volunteer work and also grad apps, so sucks, but I did start on a lot of books and I hope to finish a lot of them in this month. So I'm going to be very ambitious and read about 10 books. Not only am I going to read 10 books, but I'm going to try to read actively. And that's something I learned while being an English major at UCLA, is that you also mark down a lot of the different phrases or you write notes on the side, stuff like that. So I'll make a video later on how I'm going to actively read this month and in the next coming months also. And the reason why I'm going to be actively reading is because I want to really supply myself with a lot of resources once I go back and look at my third draft of the novel I had written and just, yeah, pick it apart, but also use a lot of great resources from other books in order to rewrite certain parts, stuff like that. And so the pile of books I have beside me has some dense books, and then there's also some really light reads. I should be really okay this month with reading, but I'm still like freaking out a little bit because I've never read that much in a whole month before. So the first book I have here on the top is Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, and I'm guessing this is a light read. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Young adult, contemporary. Most of you guys have seen this in my book haul video. The other book I got here is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I love Cormac McCarthy. I read No Country for Old Men, and that was an amazing book. If you guys haven't had a chance to read that book, I read it for my realism class, and holy crap, that book kind of blew my mind. I'm going to be reading The Road, which is a post-apocalyptic novel. A father and a son have to go through a ravaged world and survive, I guess. I'm going to start on this book, and it's, I'm not really sure what it is, to be honest. So it's called Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott. I think it's nonfiction while also giving some sage advice about writing. And as I am embarking on the fourth draft after this month, I think this is a good novel to read. I'm so bummed I didn't read this for class. This is another book in my realism class. Here's a secret about being an English major. You don't have to read all the books that you're given. You can maybe read a third and you can survive. But this is one of the books that I should have read in class because of the discussion, and I could have gotten so much more out of it. Never Let Me Go is about a utopian society, I want to say, in which people make clones of themselves and then they harvest the parts when they get sick later on, which is like another movie, but this one is actually looking at the life of a person who is a clone. It just goes through the life of that person in this utopian society, which is such a really novel way of telling a utopian story, because in a dystopian or utopian, someone is gonna start some shit, but hardly do we ever get a story in which we just see the life of a person in this different society. So I'm really fascinated by this, bummed that I can't participate in that discussion that I had back in college. I'm gonna finally freaking finish this book. I started this months ago. I'm guessing you guys already know what this book is about. It's a romance young adult book. This is a particularly light read because it's a middle school book. Scrawl by Mark Schulman. This was in my haul video. I'm gonna definitely be reading this because I'm writing a middle school book. This book is in the perspective of a bully, so that's really fascinating. I'm excited to start on it. I've already read the first few pages, so I'm enjoying it so far. I'm finally gonna be starting on The Darkest Minds. And someone asked me why this is a public library book. When I buy books on Amazon, sometimes they'll just give me like public library books that I guess they just threw out or something. Another book I'm gonna be reading is War Dances by Sherman Alexie. Not really sure what this is about. I'm guessing it's Native American related. I'm definitely going to be actively reading this because I really love Sherman Alexie and I love his style of writing. I'm going to be rereading Catcher in the Rye because it's been so long since I've read this book. It's been years, like 5 years I think. It is really one of my favorite books, but if I don't remember most of the things that happened in this book, then I can't really say it's my favorite, right? So I'm going to be reading this one again, and it's particularly short and it's a reread, so I don't think I'm going to be spending very much time with this, hopefully. And I was rereading The Outsiders, and I only have 30 more pages and I'm going to be done, so this will be probably the first book I'll finish this month. I could have finished it last month. I'm so bummed. The last book I'm going to be reading, but I don't have it with me, is A Dance with Dragons, which is the part of the A Song of Ice and Fire series and is the 5th book of the series. And I really want to make a video on Game of Thrones, or The Song of Ice and Fire, that technically that's what it's called, because people need to get into that series. People in book 2 need to know. Anyway, so those are all my books that I'm going to be reading in the month of December. It's going to be so much, and I don't think I'm going to finish. I really hope you have a really great day, and do I look well rested? Because I feel it. I've been sleeping a lot since NaNoWriMo ended, but yeah. Bye!